The story begins with an elderly man named Harry. He once served as a soldier in the Royal British Marines during the tense period of the Northern Ireland conflict. Harry lived in a simple flat in an area known for crime and drugs. His small pension made it hard for him to move to a better place. Each day, he went to the hospital to see his wife, even though she couldn't talk to him anymore. Harry found comfort at a nearby pub run by a man called Sid. But one day, Leonard, a friend, warned Harry about Sid. He told him Sid was into illegal business like selling guns and taking advantage of young girls. Harry, worried about getting into trouble, told Leonard to be quiet and not let the bad guys hear them. One evening, Harry saw a group of bad guys robbing his neighbor's car. When the car's owner tried to stop them, they hurt him badly. Harry saw it all but chose not to speak up, wanting to stay out of problems. The very next day, Harry got sad news from the hospital about his wife getting really sick. He quickly went to the hospital, avoiding a tunnel with bad guys. But when he got there, he found his wife's bed empty. After her funeral, Harry felt very sad because he didn't get to say goodbye. During this hard time, Leonard took him to the pub. They talked and played chess. Harry told Leonard he wanted to live a quiet life. Later, in the restroom, Leonard shared his fears with Harry. He was scared of the bad guys and showed Harry a stick he had for protection. Harry said they should tell the police, but Leonard said he already did, and they did nothing. Then, one night, someone tried to hurt Leonard by setting fire outside his door. Leonard woke up because of the smoke and was able to put out the fire and get away from danger. The next day, two police officers, Frampton and Highcock, came to Harry's home. They told him the sad news that his friend Leonard was found dead in a walking tunnel. They were still trying to find who did it. Losing Leonard broke Harry's heart. He wished he could have saved him. After talking to Harry, Frampton, Highcock, and more police went to a young guy named Noel's house. They thought he might know something about Leonard's death. When they took Noel, he yelled to his mom to ask his uncle to help him get out of jail. People from around there, who didn't like Noel, laughed at him as the police took him away. In the police place, Noel and his friends Carl, Marky, and Dean talked to the officers. They all had a lawyer with them, thanks to Noel's uncle. People thought these guys might have hurt Leonard because they were always in the tunnel making trouble. But they all said the same thing and even made fun of the officers, Frampton and Highcock. Without more proof, the police had to let them go. Harry was so sad that he went to the pub and drank a lot. That night, Dean, one of those guys, watched Harry. When Harry was walking home by the water, Dean, who used drugs, came up to him. He had a knife and wanted money. Harry, who was drunk and scared, didn't say anything. But something went wrong, and Dean got hurt by his own knife. Harry was scared and went straight home. He took off his clothes, thinking they might show he was there when Dean got hurt. The next day, Frampton came back to Harry's place. She saw an old picture that showed Harry was a big deal in the Marines long ago. She asked about Leonard, too. They found an old knife used by the army that was linked to the crime. The strange thing was, it had Leonard's fingerprints and bits of his jacket on it, making it look like it was Leonard's knife. Right after, Harry explained that Leonard wasn't in the army and the knife wasn't from him. But he did say Leonard showed him that knife the same day he died. Harry told her he felt unsafe because of those bad guys and used the knife when the police didn't help. Frampton said that having the knife might make it look like the bad guys were just trying to protect themselves. This could make it seem like an accident in court. She told Harry to be ready for a tough time in court. This upset Harry, and he told Frampton to go away. When she left, Harry looked at things that reminded him of his wife and saw the knife again. He went to where Leonard used to live, which the bad guys had messed up. From a window, Harry saw those guys acting weird in the tunnel and bothering people trying to walk by. Seeing this, Harry felt mad and wanted to follow one of them. One night, Harry went to a house and acted like he wanted to buy something. As soon as he walked in, another bad guy pointed a gun at him. But someone else stopped that guy. Harry said he wanted to buy a gun to shoot birds on his roof. They walked him through a room with messy plants. In another room, he found a young girl who looked like she was drugged. There were also many guns there. Harry quickly shot the bad guys and got the girl out. He put the girl in his car, lit the house on fire to get rid of proof, and took her to the hospital. When they got there, Harry put some money he got from the bad guys in her clothes. He made noise with his car so the hospital people would come out, and then he left fast. The next day, Frampton at the police place got a message from her boss. They told her to stop looking into Leonard's death for now because they had a bigger problem. 2 big drug people had died, and they thought it was because of a fight between gangs. Frampton was told to go to the hospital to check on the girl from the recent event. At the same time, Harry went to a church and secretly put the rest of the bad guys' money in a donation box. When Frampton and Hickok got to the hospital, Frampton was surprised. The people who killed the big drug guys didn't hurt the girl and even gave her a lot of money. They took the girl to another room in the hospital to ask her more questions. That night, Harry was looking from Leonard's old place at what the bad guys were doing in the tunnel. He saw Troy, who brought drugs into the area, talking to Noel about money. Then, Troy told Marky to deal with it. Away from others, Harry quickly shot Troy from far away and took Marky to Leonard's place. In the apartment, Harry told Marky to say how they killed Leonard. At first, Marky didn't want to talk, but then he did because he was scared. Marky said that Leonard came to them with a knife one night. They told him to go, but he didn't, so they had to protect themselves. But Harry didn't believe him. When Marky showed Harry a video that showed what happened, things got worse because they made fun of Leonard after he died. Marky then said Noel was the one who really hurt Leonard. Harry was so mad that he took Noel to the tunnel and tied him up. But then, a loud gun sound was heard, and Carl got hit. Before falling, Carl shot his gun and hit Marky. After seeing his friends get hurt, Noel ran away fast. Harry tried to go after him, but he was old and felt very tired. He threw his gun in the water. The next day, Harry woke up in a hospital bed. Frampton and Hickok were there. They tried to ask him things, but a nurse said Harry couldn't talk because his lungs were hurt. While they were talking, Frampton smelled something like gun smoke on Harry's coat. She thought maybe Harry had something to do with the shooting in the tunnel. After that, Frampton went back to her workplace. Frampton had a feeling about Harry. She thought that Carl, Marky, and Dean, who were found dead, had been questioned about Leonard's death. She also felt that Dean's earlier death was tied to the same story. And Harry, being Leonard's best friend, being there wasn't just by chance. But the boss had different thoughts. He said that the same night Carl, Marky, and Dean died, a guy named Troy was shot in his car. From what they knew, Troy sold drugs, and he was connected to 2 other drug sellers who died in a fire. But Carl, Marky, and Dean only used drugs. So, the boss didn't think all these deaths had to do with Leonard. There was something wrong with the boss's idea, though. Harry had bad lungs. He couldn't have killed all those people. But the boss didn't change his mind. And to make things more difficult, he moved Frampton to work on theft cases. The boss then tried to search a druggie's home. But it didn't go well, and people started to fight and throw things. At the same time, Harry woke up in the hospital. Even though he was weak, he took off the hospital stuff and ran away. Soon after, Frampton told Hickok at the police office that Harry left the hospital. They both thought Harry would go after Noel. So Frampton asked Hickok to go with her. When they got near the apartments, there was a big fight happening. Out of nowhere, their car hit the bad guy's car. The bad guys ran away, but Hickok was hurt bad. Luckily, Harry got there quickly and took them to Sid's place. He asked Sid to call for help. But when Frampton saw Harry had a gun, she knew she was right about him. She told Harry if he did something to Noel, Sid would be mad. Then, Harry found out Sid was Noel's family. Upon finding out about the link, Harry asked Sid about where Noel was. Sid called Noel from his hiding spot. Though Noel said he didn't kill Leonard, Harry showed a video clip showing the murder. After seeing the video, Sid confessed he was trying to keep Noel safe. He didn't want Harry to hurt his family. Harry's health got worse, and Sid got him to give up his gun. But Sid tricked him and took the gun from Harry. Soon, Frampton, hearing the noise, asked for more police to come. Before they got there, Noel tried to hurt Frampton. Sid made Noel show how he killed Leonard on camera. Then, Sid said he would kill them all and blame it on the fights happening outside. He started by taking the life of the very hurt Hickok. After that, Noel tried to do the same to Frampton. But Harry, awake again, had a hidden gun in his shoe. He stopped Noel. Seeing this, Sid shot Harry. Just when it looked like Sid would finish Harry, 2 red dots showed up on Sid. A shot rang out and Sid fell. The police had come because of Frampton's call. After all this, the police boss talked to the news. He said the bad drug group was done. Frampton and Hickok got awards for being brave. The boss said no ex-soldier did the secret killings. Later, Harry walked in a safe tunnel that had new paint.